devour people. I'm not ungrateful. No as an ever man, Lulu Fama. Otaka got down broken the daddy litica.
Let us and also.
Yeah, daddy litica. Was I get the farmer? Yeah. What I get the farmer, most of them are sitting on the river. Only the man non populatia, not over if who's an Manu. Come on, Kakanua Bow. Kakanua Bow. Nupan Gayako. Come on, got the Muslim man, building a good Ponguro. Bologla Duaver. Ekazakani. Kakan Manto Massa is here. Equals Zoloma, Gelo Bobuman, Gripakame, Kakana. Kakatingatano.
So, are you contented to answer now?
I'm praying God for longevity.
Okay. You said we see that on the price of everybody want me on our chief. So, are you going to wait live into time when everybody making a decision already where to go?
So, do you expect anybody in Lufa, especially from Sozo, Brown, to Fufarani, you got Jenna?
What did you go?
Well, you know, we need culture. I mean, there are people who have divided this country. There are people who are dangerous. They come here and they're sneaking in the grass.
But that's the uncle.
Their uncles and my uncle.
It's still tradition.
Yeah, I agree. If we are coming to go Benu, go Akisimano to go Benu. I'm to go Benu. I'm not fake. I don't devour people. I'm not ungrateful. No as an ever man, Lulu Fama. Otaka got down broken the daddy litica.
Let us and also.
Yeah, daddy litica. Was I get the farmer? Yeah, was I get the farmer? Most of them are sitting on the river. Only the man non populatia, not over if who's an Manu. Come on, Kakanua Bow. Kakanua Bow. Nupan Gayako. Come on, got the Muslim man, building a
station here at Clay District by the Ministry of Transport and the National Road Fund of Liberia. So keep watching. Let now join Honorable Sally Tyler, Minister of Transport,
Honorable Deputy Minister
of Liberia,
of Public Works,
for a special remark.
Deputy Ministers and Assistant Ministers at the Ministry of Transport, Directors and other officials at the Ministry of Transport, National Road Fund officials, traditional leaders of Bomi County and the Western region, other officials of government present, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'd like to thank God for being here today. Also, I would like to thank His Excellency President Joseph Nyima Boakai, who I call the conqueror of bad roads in Liberia, who have declared a national emergency for roads, and that includes road safety. But as a son of 10,
can you speak to that?
No.
One perspective in the Senate,
the Supreme Court ruling is fair. It's clear, very clear. Is the speaker. Wait a minute. Catch up. Tasha, I made a whole phone. What's my head? What?
I'll be back.
Tell me only love me. Who's that? Who up there?
Excuse me. Press. What? You press. Press. You press? Yeah.
President, we got
Let me press it.
All of these directors will have a meeting here. That'd be impossible for the staff officers to call up. They won't start to have. Thank you.
You got how they go from Let's take it.
No control files. No. No, going to that place. Mr. Control. The suspenders of the welcome for our salary. You see everything here. Oh, is it here? Yeah.
So you want my salary?
So I know that you listen to the mandate of the Supreme Court. We have come to encourage you, the staff of the Supreme Court. Moving forward, any direction.
Bom dia, Josiah Marvin Cole, Poncante, Electoral District Number 3, Chairs on Rules of Administration, is implementing the mandates of the Supreme Court. And telling them that the court has rules, they should respect the court ruling. Thanks for watching. We are here bringing you updates live from the grounds of the Capitol building. We are now moving towards the maintaining director. We are now moving towards the maintaining director of this. You can see. Magical representing Jerry. Support is not all bringing live. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing.
Somebody call Jerry. Come right here. Hello, Mr. Boy, you heard the mandate from the Supreme Court. Did you? The ruling. Okay. So we're going to inform you officially from the Speaker that will work in confine of that law. Okay, sir. If you take instruction from anybody to touch the building, yes, sir, it will be counterproductive. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. All right.
The woman I always sick.
Yeah.
She always sick. Always sick. She know well. But she ain't all the sickness.
The Supreme Court issued yesterday. I know that this country is a country of law. It is expected we all the staffers, including us, to communicate to us that we will respect and obey the ruling of the Supreme Court. Anything outside of the ruling by any staffers, any or director, including the chief clerk, will be counterproductive. of the Constitution. And the law must be obeyed. Thank you. Great job. Okay? Future communication.
So what we're doing? No, fighting the whole building?
No. Not going to the office now. The television is the one that made the most communication. So we need a meeting question.
Yes.
He will say he did not get a message. So let's go to him and meet and tell him.
Because
Johnson would know.
they will lose, because at least they will be on the record that they were informed. For the president, they were informed. And then we'll follow up with the
What's up? One for me, he's around spring.
You're grabbing your boxes on the beach.
I would get a message. Vamos a ver eso. Are you doing a lot of updates?
So we want to make the point very clear. This is not an attempt to impose monarchic over as speaker on his police. This effort is an effort intended to protect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. I hear people in the government so likely that the Supreme Court does not have the power to enforce a decision, therefore you should not take a decision. Even elementary students understand the civics of our Constitution. The government of Liberia is divided into 3 branches with specific responsibility for each of the branches. The Constitution gave the legislature, the only power we have as lawmaker is derived from the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The power the president and members of the executive, including the police, including the attorney general, who has the authority to arrest people and ensure that people are prosecuted on the executive. The only reason why he can do that is because of one instrument. That instrument is the Constitution that gave him the power. Similarly, the Constitution gave the Supreme Court the power to interpret all laws, rules, laws, and the Constitution. When the Supreme Court interprets the Constitution, the executive, headed by the president, they are under obligation. Under obligation is not something that it's not a choice. It is an authority from the Constitution that they have to enforce the decision of the Supreme Court. And it is sad today in Liberia that members of the executive will not say they don't respect any ruling of the Supreme Court, but they want to go back to the court to give them ruling that will favor them, then they respect the court. That is a sad story. And it's also seen that when the Supreme Court make decision, the people of Liberia, who authority the constitution is ascribed, you put police in the street, then because they posted the one defend the constitution, you put police in the street. You wouldn't have two things that happen. Either you suspend the constitution, you bring military regime that we don't want. That we don't want because it's a democracy. It is a democracy. And a democracy is protected by the rule of law. Democracy. Like bro will never go back to the old past. They will not go back. But we are under obligation as leaders of the country. In 2017, more than 1,000 people went to election. Each one of our God supporters. Some people won with that 400 votes. Some people won with 2,000 votes. Some people won different of 50 votes. But because the country don't say you can win on simple majority, people won, so today you get authority. So it's a shame that our colleagues, some of whom in the lower house, will now assume that they are bigger than Liberia. No way. They're not bigger than Liberia. And I want to call on the president as a son of local country, not to be misled by individuals. Look, there are history in the country. When you are the president, President Baka, please listen to me. Because I had an opportunity to beat you on star.
You will listen.
When you are the president of the republic, you have people around you who will tell you to do the wrong thing. But when you fail, they will say you can't listen. Those people will say you can't listen. Because President Baka, you said God wanted you to be president. And you are president of the Republic of Liberia. You have to maintain and make sure you protect the Constitution of the Republic because you took an oath to do so. Yeah. So I want to make it clear. I hear people say, oh, CC or the opposition want to use fanatic over so they can undermine the government. That's not true. Because we are part and parcel of the government, we're not undermining it. Look, I tell people, listen, enjoy your year. President Weah, a member of the opposition, majority of supported him, decided that he will relinquish power to make sure that democracy reigns in the country. So when I use a small office as Speaker of Benin to try to undermine the country, but at the same time, we're going to call on you, Mr. President, to respect the decision of the Supreme Court, not to undermine the decision of the Supreme Court. Today, we see a lot of young children running around and say, oh, the court, they're not respect the court, they got power. They're not true. The court not give, there's no way the court not say the Senate or the House of Representatives can reject a ruling from the court. Because under Article 66 of our Constitution, the court has authority to interpret a wrong decision that affects citizens of the Republic. So it's important. So it is not wrong for you to stand up for the Constitution. Nobody to make you afraid. Not even the police director. Because let the police director know. Let the police director know today. You may have the gun. You may come after our people. But mind you, after you leave, there will be walk around coke coming. Some of you will be held for human rights abuses. So remember this today. You can take all the gun you going around, think you can suppress people. But then you see people say defend constitution, you put police in the street, you think you're making people afraid. But you're not going to make police, you're not going to make people afraid. We are not threatening anything. We are saying, even you the policeman, you are under obligation to respect the Constitution of the Republic. So you don't make people afraid, you don't make Liberians afraid by getting in the street, by putting police in the street, you running around. The police don't know, you just do what you want to do. You think you can use guns to suppress a brand because they're standing up for the rule of law? They're not for CDC, they're not for ANC, they're not for CFC, they're not for Labour Party, they're not for ALP, they're not for any other opposition party, they're about the Constitution of the Republic. Liberia, you have violating the people say for your definition.
See, in an hour, you should be grateful to God. So I'm grateful to God. the county, our citizens, we're not hearing too much of things all the way. I think we are all on path and looking forward for a better Margibi County.
All right, so that's it. Soup to keep the ball rolling. Where we are in terms of Margibi County in general. You are again appearing to acknowledge the people of Margibi County. We go about getting us in general, though we have talking points. We are concerned about the ongoing Kakata Street pavement, and we're also concerned about the reconstruction of Stephen Hospital. When the hospital got up a fire, I don't think anything that can talk about renovation.
Yeah.
A reconstruction. A brand beyond renovation. So this
activities to come to the benefit of the citizens. We have a lot of activities right now going on. We hear a lot of people talking about the pavement of the streets of Kakata. Major streets, not every alleyway going to be paved, but major streets will be paved by the grace of God. People been talking about the status of the Rennie Hospital since it got burned. I think we are on course to try to pick up the reconstruction of the hospital.
Okay.
I mean, there have been a lot of concern as to the relocation and stuff like that, so we're going to be talking a bit about that.
Before coming to this talking point, when your colleague Mr. Kamil, I mean, the people of Margibi are concerned. I guess this is your second time since you took over and appearing on different radio, different media outlets. And how has it been in terms of peace and stability in Margibi County?
Well, I would be too happy to get a feedback from the citizens.
Okay.
I don't want to be too quick to say, oh, Margibi is okay. We are administration, we are doing our part of it, and we want to get a feedback from the people of Margibi County as to how we are forging ahead with the peace, and unity of the county.
Okay.
So this program, I think the conversation, media conversation, the participatory, and we hear from our people at the Sweden Board about diving into some of the basic things that we can talk about. So the issue of Kakata Street pavement, how is it?
This is that came out to say they don't want graded road, they want paved road and stuff like that, and we had to go. That's our people. When they raise concern, we make ourselves available to them to give some answers to what they want, what they are anxious to hear about, to their inquiries. And so we met with them and we had some dialogue with them, telling them that what they are talking about is already in the pipeline, that we are already about to start the street pavement. And I told them that, look, we as county administration will not want to sit there and take the glory to say because you push back them from the citizens, but it's just a beginning. Something they got is saying that 1,000 or 1,000,000 miles start from just a step. So it's just a first step that we are on to make sure that the expectation of our people.
Cement pavement? What is it?
We are doing a concrete pavement.
Okay.
I think about your community cement.
Yeah.
Which is much durable than the quota. Yes, the concrete pavement is much durable from the engineers, that are constructing. That's much durable. Quota have been, way back, so olden time of, having covered the ground and stuff like that. So we are doing concrete pavement in Kakata.
And you think that is guaranteed the administration working? Yeah.
The follow-up question of recent,
is a serious concern about
we follow up with Datota, and there was this survey conducted, and from the current location of the Charles Henry Rennie Hospital and up to Datota, and Madam Superintendent, I know you are
hospital, and I told her, I say, Rennie Hospital is not what we want, it's what we need. We need it. So there's no way that we are, contemplating whether we should have it or not. We need it. And the relocation has been a lot of talks, among the citizens. Why are we leaving from the original, spot where the hospital was to another spot?
That is in work of.
And that raised our concern.
Okay.
We ourselves will be actively involved in conversation with the Ministry of Health. And the first thing I want to let you know, the procedure required. The reconstruction of the Renner Hospital is for national government, and as such, the fund that's supposed to go into that reconstruction is given to the sector responsible, which is the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
Notwithstanding, we as Mangibians, we are going to be owners and users of the hospital. So we also play a major role to make sure to see what we want is what is given to us and not what anybody wants. So there have been some issue put in place. We are going to be involved with the MAE and making sure that the bill of quantity, we call BOQ, we're going to have a copy in our hands, and the development officer is also working in line with that. We want the BOQ, and I, as a superintendent, I'm also going to be on the field at my own time to make sure to see that those items, those materials that have been placed are the ones that are rightfully used. You're not going to tell me you're going to have 8 inches of steel and I go see 2 inches. No, so we're going to be making follow-up.
How important is the transfer from the current location of the Renner Hospital to the Datu Town?
Like I said, we've been having real dialogue, and taking a strong stand to know the reason why you want to take the hospital from the original Renner spot to another spot. And some of our stakeholders, our county administrators, like the caucus, have been involved with the conversation also.
Okay.
And so we have to make demand that we want to see what you bring it to us. Can you display it? You're not just going to bring anything. Can you let us see sample? Some of us will learn by pictures. We are not experts into construction. We are not engineers. Right. If you show us the type of building we're going to have, then we'll have the picture in our minds as well, the kind of building we're going to have. So they have the team from the Ministry of Health that came and we met at the Booker Washington Institute, where they display, the graph of what we're going to have. And one of the reasons we asked, what are you taking Renner Hospital from where it is to Datuta or to anywhere else in Mankivi County? So they told us that the original plan for the reconstruction is like a 3-story building. That's going to cost some millions of dollars. But the disadvantage is going to be, if you have a story building, it means you have no projection about extension. The only extension will be maybe going through the sky. You'll be piling up, but not anything to say, I'm in charge of that building. Going to come, in a very near, maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now, we're going to ask him to come to the studio to really sit down and give the picture to the people of Mankivi County. Now, what we all saw and we said, oh yes, I think this is correct as we are saying. So taking the hospital to Datuta is going to be structures that are going to be, on the ground.
Including staff quarter.
But like, if you want the original, according to that, if you want the original plan to be implemented, that means if you finish on the first floor, you're not going to have it operational until maybe the whole building is completed. That means we got a long way to go to see the entire Renner Hospital really functional. But with what they have, the second option that they have, going to Datuta or to another area, is maybe you have the pediatric section. You say, no, this structure going to be for the pediatric section. And then right after the completion of that section, it's going to be functional. As soon as you complete one building, you get it going. You get it catering to people. If you say this is going to be the gynecologist area, as soon as it's completed, you have it functional. If you say this is a diagnostic area, that means right after completion, you have all the machines that are there. So with the structure report out, we saw it, we say, we think everybody agreed to it. I threw it out to the floor for the stakeholders that were in a meeting, like, what are your thoughts? And everybody said, we think it's a good idea. But to give a full picture, we're going to have the team here to come in studio and just really explain from a professional standpoint as to the kind of hospital we're going to have. But I think for all indication, it shows that it's going to be a very good plan if we all watch it and make sure it's implemented the way they display it to us.
Madam Superintendent, I mean, we got the short-term, long-term, and the medium-term goal in terms of project implementation. We now move into Tattoo Star. What plan you have for the Kakata Health Center? I guess people are eager, especially my giving, to see project of such. But how long are we going to see this initiative being implemented? Because sometimes, I mean, they all of these things you're talking about.
So I'd like to welcome you again this wonderful, wonderful day to this edition of the Morning Ride. Pleasant good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are, based on your timeline and wherever you're following us from. But it's always a pleasure having you joining the conversation, and we're back here again this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday morning. Yeah, a wet Wednesday morning, quietly, but we are here. This is the Morning Ride, your breakfast info companion program that brings you all of the information at your doorsteps, in your offices, your vehicles, your motorcycles, your keke, wherever you are, at your business center, in your hospitals, your homes. But we are certainly, I'm Weekie Brooks, T.D. Bartley behind the camera this morning, Ambassador J. Nathan B. Val Senior is alongside as well. Together, we're going to take you up until 10 o'clock this morning, rumbling through critical national issues. As you listen to the highest body in the country responsible for legal practitioners, lawyers, the National Bar Association of Liberia, on the interpretation or the ruling from the Supreme Court. And some of the facts, some of the things that we spoke about, they echo them. If some of you are real and normal, you will get to know that some of these things were said before and now being said again. Where do we go from here? You listen to the president of the National Bar Association of Liberia, Council of Farmer, that if you say the majority bloc been operating illegally but the budget will pass and you have received salary, meaning all of those who participated in that receiving salary, that means you all are wrong. That the legal people talking about. As the legal people talking. And if you just join in the conversation, this is the Morning Ride. And I'll play this thing again for you to quietly listen. Take on your political garment and look at this matter, because we want to solve constitutional crisis with political resolution. We have to understand these things. Let's get this again.
So, what plan the county administration has for the people of Margibi in terms of the short term, the long term, the medium, and I mean so forth, because I mean that the construction process is not just a 1, 2, 3 years process.
So how long will this exercise last for? How long is it going to take for the engineers to come and complete?
Hopefully, I did ask the proper minister of health. We're just coming from a health summit at the Farmington Hotel. So in there, asking when are you people really going to start the clearing? because we have been done with all the traditional rights, you know, on the land, and we have gone ahead. We have had a survey done. So the next step is supposed to be, you know, clearing. And they told me that they're going to do it as soon as possible. Like next week, the team will be coming again to make sure that, you know, clearing will start. So, like I said, for what they display and explain to us, it's not to say we're going to have this building for the next 2 years, constructing it, and after it, then it becomes operational. It's a structure per structure. When you complete the structure, it's functional. You complete it. So let's say like it should begin like in the next 6 months. That, you know, we should have a building that, you know, people can start attending to. And when AB asked about the Kakata Health Center, that is not the only place we have in Margibi. Kakata Health Center too is our concern. But other areas too, I mean, they are in bad condition. So we have like the past administration that has some of the clinics and health centers on the list for projects. Those projects were not completed.
Yeah, we got
so,
the Brand Dulutan Health Center.
Yes, so we are going to go to complete Smolo, you know, something like if you talk about Charlesville Health Center, you talk about Laketa Health Center, and we learn about another health center in Massaquoi Town. We have Sikita. Those are things that we are, you know, working along with the health officials in Margibi County to make sure we have our impact, to make sure our people are properly attended to when there's a need. So, unfortunately, Margibi County is being under turbulence weather when it comes to our health starter. We just had the issue with Rennie Hospital that got burnt, and then we had another issue of Dolosan that just got burnt. And
you got corruption Saka also.
So I talked with I put it on the floor at the summit that those brand issues, Rennie Hospital and Dolosan, we're going to follow up the case. Okay, so tomorrow I'm supposed to be going down to Bondaway. We went to the police station and I asked questions about the police, to the police, asking them what had been the start of the investigation that was conducted. They said they had done their part. They forwarded it. Much of those issues, you know, we are really involved with it. Dolosan Hospital, we met with the caucus. The caucus are very much concerned about it as well, because
I guess Senator Mange have allowed some amount of dollars.
So that's why I said I had some meeting with the caucus. We met with the caucus, you know, on issues like that. They are very much concerned about it, and to the point that the next budget year, 2025 budget, we are also looking at the fire zone land rental fees, which is the social development fund, to put it into Dolosan, even to make it, you know, better than the previous structure that was there. We're going to do that. We also have our senators that are involved in fundraising.
The senator.
The
two senators? One is senator? Which one?
Why you want to put?
You got two senators.
So I don't want to think that, you know, all of them are not involved.
They work.
It may be a teamwork, but one person is leading. So Senator Mangale, you know, has been, you know, in the lead, you know, connecting with fundraiser and stuff like that, and I show that the rest of the caucus members are fully aware, because this was something that we discussed. If it was just an individual, it would have been described. So that hospital is going to be in a better shape than it was.
That's a great thing. Looking at Kakata or Margibi administrative complex renovation, how is it in which area?
Association. Amended offers Bill of Information, amended Bill of Information. The African National Bar Association, LNBA, acknowledges the Supreme Court of Liberia's recent ruling on the amended Bill of Information filed by Speaker J. Konati Kofa. While the LNBA notes the April 23, 2025 Court's opinion as a testament to the Court's role in interpreting constitutional matters, the Bar respectfully disagrees with several key elements of the ruling. The office of the Bill of Information. while the LMBA upholds the authority of the Supreme Court as the final arbiter of constitutional and legal questions, we are constrained to express our disagreement with the court's interpretation and its practical implications on the doctrine of separation of powers. The LMBA affirms that a bill of information as a procedural tool is designed to clarify the implementation of a judgment or bring to the court's attention issues affecting its mandate. It is not and should not become a substitute mechanism for settling inherently political questions, particularly those relating to the internal organization, leadership, or operational independence of the legislature. The ongoing conflict within the House of Representatives is a matter that, though it may involve constitutional questions, is primarily political in nature. It requires political resolution through institutional dialogue, consensus building, and adherence to democratic norms, while the court may offer interpretative guidance on legal issues. The enforcement and implementation of its opinion in such matters depend heavily on political goodwill and respect for constitutional boundaries. The LMBA is concerned that repeated reliance on the judiciary to resolve legislative disputes may erode public confidence in the independence of both branches of government and may set a troubling precedent while political actors abdicate their responsibility to resolve internal conflicts. Under adherent jurisprudence and practice, a bill of information is intended to clarify or enforce a judgment where there is confusion or obstruction, while the court's decision to allow the bill of information was justified and procedurally correct, given the confusion surrounding the meaning and application of its prior ruling of December 6, 2024, the LMBA observes that the Supreme Court expanded the function of the Office of Bill of Information by reasserting and elaborating its prior ruling, effectively issuing a new substantive decision rather than simply clarifying it. This expansion risks inflating the Office of Bill of Information into a de facto remedial tool, inviting future parties to misuse it for re-litigation rather than seeking clarification from the Supreme Court. The LMBA asserts that on December 6, 2024, the Supreme Court ruled by indicating the following: wherefore, in view of the foregoing, any sitting or action by members of the legislature not in conformity with the intent of Article 33 and 49 of the 1986 Constitution are ultra-virus. Hence, members of the House of Representatives are to conduct themselves accordingly. The clerk of this court is hereby ordered to inform the parties, and it is hereby so ordered.
The opinion and the press statement from that association that coordinates all of the legal persons in the country, all the lawyers, and they have said the Supreme Court ruling is far different from the first opinion that they gave on the second. So if you declare the national budget as illegal, meaning you participated, you also aided and abetted the process. So all of our done, can we undo that? Yesterday, we were told before yesterday there was a planned protest from opposition political parties. And yesterday again they had a strategic meeting concerning this, the negotiating matter as well. But I want you to listen to what was said again by the chairman of the CDC and other political actors that were there.
The Supreme Court erred by allowing informants in the proceeding to use the Office of Bill of Information and available to preserve its opinion and judgment and expunge itself from this embarrassment. Moreover, the Supreme Court's opinion and judgment constitute judicial overreach into matters exclusively reserved by the Constitution to the House of Representatives, and this violates the separation of powers doctrine, the cornerstone of a Republican form of government. The LMBA shall not condone legislative overreach in matters reserved by the 1986 Constitution to the judiciary. Similarly, the LMBA shall not act and observe judicial overreach in matters reserved by the Constitution exclusively for the legislature. House of Representatives Speaker and how the Speaker may be removed from office for cause. This is simply a violation of political question doctrine. Under Liberian law, the political question doctrine is a principle rooted in constitutional interpretation that holds certain issues that are more appropriately addressed by the political branches of government, that is, the executive and legislature, rather than the judiciary. This doctrine is derived from the doctrine of separation of powers, which is enshrined in Article 2 and 3 of the 1986 Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Key features of the political question doctrine under Liberian law. 1. Judicial restraint. Liberian courts, particularly the Supreme Court, have held that where a matter is inherently political, involving policy decisions, or the discretion of the executive or legislature, the judiciary will refrain from intervening. 2. Supreme Court jurisprudence. While Liberian jurisprudence does not have an exhaustive list of political questions, the Supreme Court has applied the doctrine in cases involving impeachment proceedings, legislative internal affairs, matters relating to foreign relations or national defense, the conduct of election, though courts have jurisdiction in cases of alleged violations of election law or constitutional backing. Article 2 gives the Supreme Court the power of judicial review, but limits it where constitutional interpretation gives discretion solely to the political branch for a system of checks and balances, under which the court must respect the domains of other branches. Of course, this has limitation. The doctrine does not shield political actors from judicial review when there is a clear violation of constitutional rights, due process, or ultra vires actions. The court can review whether a political decision followed the procedure required by law, even if the substance of the decision is political. That is why the LMBA notes the opinion of the Supreme Court that Councillor J. Fonati Kofa remains the legitimate Speaker of the House of Representatives on ground that his removal was unconstitutional, consistent with Article 49 of the 1986 Constitution, which states the House of Representatives shall elect once every 6 years a Speaker who shall be the presiding officer of that body, a Deputy Speaker, and such other officers as shall ensure the proper functioning of the House. The Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and other officers so elected may be removed from office for cause by resolution of a two-thirds majority of the members of the House. The LMBA therefore calls on the Supreme Court incident, which will erode confidence in the governance of Liberia, to remain standing. Finally, the LMBA notes that should the Supreme Court fail to record and reverse itself, thereby making the 2025 budget illegal, disbursements of salaries and payments made by the executive of goods and services will be illegal, and this will disrupt government operations and undermine the credibility of the state. Some might liken this to criminal subversion of the government. The LMBA, as a critical institution responsible for the guidance of the state, calls on the Supreme Court to quickly move to avoid any calamity in Liberia, the impact of which will affect the stability of the country. This call is against the background of preserving public policy interests. LMBA position on quorum consistent with Article 33. The Supreme Court's interpretation of Article 33 and 49 of the 1986 Constitution raises significant concerns. The designation of the Speaker as the sole presiding officer, even in the absence of a quorum, appears to overlook procedural flexibility necessary for legislative operations. The silence of the Constitution, House rules, and statutes on compelling attendance to session further complicates the practical application of this ruling. The LMBA comes in straight defense of Article 33 of the 1986 Constitution. The representatives shall elect once every 6 years of a Speaker, who shall be the presiding officer of that body, a Deputy Speaker, and such other officers as such ensure the proper functioning of the House. The Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and other officers so elected may be removed from office for cause by resolution of a two-thirds majority of the members of the House. This defense, therefore, advances the idea that for any sitting of the legislature that has a quorum, to be considered unconstitutional, the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, or any other ranking officer must be absent, or in other words, not present and available. Presence and availability in this instance does not merely denote being within the physical confines of the designated area, but also properly seated among similar colleagues and ready to exercise one's constitutional functions. The LMBA, under such circumstances, is constrained to disagree with the Supreme Court that Speaker J. Fonate Cooper was present and available for legislative business. LMBA emphasizes that the interpretation of Article 33 and 49 must align with the principle of democratic governance and the separation of powers. While constitutional order, it inadvertently creates challenges for legislative functionality and accountability. For example, holding that there is a speaker, any session held without him as presiding is legal will present a case of absurdity. What if a quorum exists, he is present on the premises of the Capitol, but chooses to ignore? The LMBA thinks that ignoring a quorum will undermine legislative business. Recommendations. We urge all stakeholders, including the legislature and the executive, to engage in constructive dialogue to address these concerns. The LMBA remains committed to fostering the culture of respect for the rule of law, while advocating for interpretations that promote institutional harmony and democratic progress. As a legal community, we stand ready to provide guidance and support in navigating these complex constitutional issues. The LMBA reaffirms its dedication to upholding justice, protecting constitutional rights, and ensuring the stability of Liberia's democratic institutions. Meanwhile, the LMBA provides the following recommendation. The LMBA calls for the establishment of an independent mediation committee to resolve the impasse in the House of Representatives. The committee should comprise of eminent Liberians, example, former Chief Justices, the LMBA leadership, inter-religious council, and civil society actors, in line with the Supreme Court's opinion, where it states that the opinion of the Supreme Court might not be sufficient to resolve the impasse in the House of Representatives. The mandate of the rapid fashions and recommend a unified leadership framework for peaceful resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the time.
President of the LMBA.
Okay. So that's it for now. We are very grateful for you being here and getting the.
This government was doing right because, like we all know, we were in power, but because of the respect for the rule of law, for peaceful coexistence, we agreed to whatever the results were that we give way for people to live peacefully. If there is any contradiction, we come by to tell you that we do not support it, and we look forward to everyone across this country. Not to think like someone said, it is Fonati Kofa's business. No, it's not about Fonati. There could be you tomorrow, you taking the vote, and probably a president is right now and they say, I know you disagree. So again, let me come back and tell you, please be ready for whatever action that will come, provided the Secretariat and the rest of the political parties decide the direction to take, and I'm sure we're going to stand by the law. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Lastly, we will take the representation from the Labour Party's president, Mr. Kanga.
Like I said, we will again to our leaders, the immediate past and government, CDC, and members of the CFC and all of collaborating political party that are still to defend the rule of law. I am a founding member of the Labour Party. I always supported the Labour Party since 2005. But when it came to an usher in a run where we needed to decide between the current president, President Joseph Nima Bouaga, and President George Mara, we are in 2023. We chose competence over tribalism. We chose competence over divisiveness. We chose competences over wickedness. And fairness to the president, we are in a run-up. Unfortunately for us, And due to the respectability of the rule of law, President, we are basically considered defeat in a minimum margin. The current performance and action of the president are proven to me that if he were the president, he wouldn't have accepted defeat and to take government over. If he cannot succumb and accept defeat for a single speaker position, you wouldn't take over a government that get 5,000 appointees that manage billions of dollars in available resources. You don't take such government over. So, since we reconcile our party, the Liberty Party, and some few individuals based upon their own selfish political interest decide to stay along with this government, I was able to mobilize LP partisans, calling ourselves the non-alliance members of the Liberty Party. Staying by the rule of law. Because if Mr. Charles Walker Brunson were allowed, they would have been silenced. For the flagrant violation of the rule of law and the disobedience to the Supreme Court, which in keeping with Article 76, a treason. When you subvert the ruling of the Constitution or Supreme Court, it's treason. Because Article 66 and Article 65 of the Constitution make it very clear when the Supreme Court rule, all branches of government will abide. Nobody can alter. The Supreme Court is the final arbiter of justice and the final entity that can settle constitutional dispute. And the executive is under the obligation to implement, to enforce. We need a bag man. They took off to defend and protect the Constitution. But President Joseph Boakai has made me to retrospect that the same idea he borrowed from the junta regime under Samaka's rule. When they overthrew a legitimate government power, and he was one of the cabinet ministers and he was using the title mayor, where they looted this country without accountability, at the same time the leadership want to introduce a legitimate government. And I, Kalomina Michel Kanga, a person, a grand ambassador, a foreign member of the Liberty Party, who believe in the idea of Kazacha, we have been silent. He won all in 2017 about evil pregnancy and won all against President Joseph Nima Boakai today. They are going to pass.
Yeah, you know, it's sanctioned senator talking about Walker and Co again. Walker and Co have surfaced in their maps. They're talking about Walker and Co again. You know, the police director or whosoever right now, whatever will do that, you know, Walker and Co. So you know that Walker and Co should come. But yesterday, you complain, why now? You in opposition, you're now asking tomorrow that Walker and Co will have to come. You have failed protest yesterday and organized another press conference because the people that you thought you have used, we educated them that that's not the purpose of which they existed. These people do not exist for protestations. You got a right to do that, but to stereotype or point at certain group of people, motorcyclists, you know, you smartly dress, you're talking about other folks, but you are not discussing your family to be with you. So, and all of these things are happening in Liberia. You listen to the president of the Liberia National Bar Association, the body that coordinates and guides lawyers in our country. They give their own statement on this matter. You listen to Honorable Maggie, you listen to Honorable Janga Cole, and all of these people stay reacting and they stay trying to see how best they can gather support for the protest. You listen to the chairman of STEM, the former chairman of the former ruling party, Mobake Molu, that July 17 is a planned protest as well. Why July 17, probably they know why and the planning. But this is where we are, and this is where we find ourselves. Today, but this is a man who is on a section, who is not concerned about respecting the laws that put him on a section. How he fight to get his name off the list. With some of the crime from the most powerful country on earth, the United States of America, that we all want to run to. But he's still being held. The people of Maggie elected him. The 2 senators are sanctioned senators for the alleged involvement in the corruption, abuse of power, human rights violation. Now he's talking about that. You know, sometimes it's good when you hear these people speak. Let me welcome, but let me play this first again.
The Constitution
with the majority to resist lawlessness and violation of our Constitution and submit.
For the rule of law. Today, we see a lot of young children running around saying, oh, the code, they're not respect the code, they get power. They're not true. The constitution gave, there's no way the constitution say the Senate or the House of Representatives can reject a ruling from the court. Because under Article 66 of our Constitution, the court has authority to interpret a runner decision that affects citizens of the Republic. So it's important. So it is not wrong for you to stand up for the Constitution. Nobody to make you afraid. Not even the police director. Because let the police director know. Let the police director know today. You may have the gun. You may come after our people. But mind you, after you leave, there will be war and go coming. Some of you will be held for human rights abuses. So remember this today. You can take all the gun you going around, think you can suppress people. But then you see people say defend Constitution, you put police in the street, you think you're making people afraid. But you're not going to make police, you're not going to make people afraid. We are not threatening anything. We are saying, even you the policeman, you are under obligation to respect the Constitution of the Republic. So you don't make people afraid. You don't make Liberians afraid by getting in the street, by putting police in the street, you running around. No, people know, you just do what you want to do. You think you can use guns to suppress Liberians because they're standing up for the rule of law? They're not for CDC, they're not for ANC, they're not for CMC, they're not for Labour Party, they're not for ALP, they're not for any other opposition party, they're about the Constitution of the Republic. Liberian, you have right. They're not party building. This is your fundamental right that you are free with. If the court can respect the court, they can arrest any one of you. You go to court, the court ruling of them will say the right every day because they get power, they get going to take position. So I want to call our young brothers who today have power. Some of them, you don't know who I'm talking to. Some of you don't get power today. And you're abusing the very people who gave you power. Yes. And believing that you can do that to suppress the people. But mind you, my brother, there were more than 24 leaders ahead of you. There will be people after you. But remember, you were account for your days in office. Yes. And the people of Labrador will not be afraid to stand up for the right thing. So yeah, if we go to court, the party, my friend went beside accusing former vice president of trying to bring nobody in the opposition wants to bring any war. And I want to thank the opposition community to continue to stand up for the rule of law. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Because the days of record.
The man really listen. After he left power, they chose to defend themselves, to move themselves out of the failure. But the president, former president, in wisdom, thought that these people were the very people to have him to have them around him, and at the end of the day, they all failed. They got sanctions. And especially directed in the offices of the former president, Natalia McGill got sanctioned. The chief of office staff of the president, former president, he got sanctioned. It's just a bullet missed the former president. Ambassador.
Good morning, Ambassador, and good morning to our peace-loving people of this country. I want to say a pleasant welcome again. You know, it's good, I'm Nathaniel, as a matter of fact. It's good that you sit and carefully listen to these people whenever they are given the platform, and you see a series of contradiction or contradictory statement emanating from those people who you have made leaders. We from time to now, I'll tell you, like people are serious. Liberian people like unserious people too much. The men telling all from Lofa, and sometimes some things the election commission will come with some statement. Our whole fast checks to be able to check some things and they tell us. The men told us when we were Minister of State from Bapolo. From Bapolo, he went to Bon County and told the police, I son, I'm from Bon County. When he said, go away there. When you steal the money here and pay it here, that corruption, and say no. He left, and then when the post said he want to become lawmaker, the post said no. He done something from the bed. He ran to my GP. He now started to attach his wife's lineage with her lineage. And he cajoled the people as a son, that you know, as a son of Lofa County. Yeah. He cajoled the people there. Now, and there's many exceptions. They mention these people like librarians. But you know, they're going to put librarians like now they're talking about constitution, quorum this. But somebody who was sanctioned, they say, don't do business with them here because of the attitude. They said the man want elect. You see Liberia? And that's the men are questioning people now. You see? And questioning the constitution. This is a man who sat and said, as Minister of State, he's the first minister. And people question him at the time. You see? Forgetting to know that the Minister of Foreign Affairs is the But I like the way how the people can whip, twist, turn Liberians. Yes. Because that the kind of people they like. Liberian law, cooning people, Liberian law, corrupt people, people that don't have integrity, people that are corrupt, people that no sincerity, that are lied to them today, that treat them bad today, the next thing they come to them, those are the kind of people Liberian like. And let me tell you this thing, I'm saying this thing, you understood that the quote-unquote majority of black has gone for a real argument in the set. Now everybody is now saying that the ruling that the Supreme Court gave is now on hold. So no matter how much the president, but you know, but you listen to the body that coordinates or guide all of the lawyers. The National Bar Association. Now they are saying if the Supreme Court with the ruling that they came down with, that the people down, meaning the passage of the budget was illegal. Those who receive salary and allowances or benefit illegal, can they now return it and return to status quo? They said because they said it was contradictory. The first opinion from the Supreme Court did not coordinate with the final ruling. There was two different things. They accused the court of criminal subversion. Yes. What would they do to the people that would call leaders today? What would they do to them? We are children of lesser God. And they're still doing. Now, let me tell you, they're taking a pay. Their benefits. Their 45,000 people go to them. The government is also trying to validate all the things to help to make the people know that they are in the right. So every benefit that belongs to them, they get in it. But this thing here, a case not taken will hurt the government. It will hurt the Liberian people. Only the few elites that are on top of the hill
Those are the ones that will benefit. And if the president is not careful, they think will hang him. This thing has already been recorded in the history of the president already. But they're taking it for a joke. Now you hear what the Labrador National Park Association is saying. I just wonder if the broom man, Councillor Tiawon said Gongoro was stay there as the president of the bar, what's going to happen? Because he also issued a statement asking the government to abide by the Supreme Court ruling. Now, the real argument have put in everything on still. Now, no one tell the president, say, you said Quran, they want so, all what the Supreme Court is on hold. And yeah, he said, the majority black is also doing business with the sanctioned former senator. Yeah. Vanish Sherman. Yeah. I'm a lawyer. After they told you not to do business, they are their own constitutional business, their own law, legality. Yeah. Somebody who sanction former senator that they made a point in front of the legal man. Remember that one, I saw the old man first in my story. I just want to drag him down there. The other man who want to talk about the rule of law, how the work and code would come tomorrow, the police director or whatever will be prosecuted for what the action today. He owns sanction. He's not concerned about so that's what I said from the beginning, Ambassador. It's good that liberate them, say these things and know how they put you in the place they are put them. I said something yesterday. When they cook you tomato cup, they can use spoon. They can use prostate to dish it. Yeah, the children they say baboon. Yeah, that's how they dish it like brains up. And they are not concerned about the price of rice. They are not concerned about the price of fuel. They are not concerned about gasoline. They are not concerned about the pepper. They are concerned about one seat. Yes. One parking lot. So imagine now, what will the Supreme Court arrange another argument, the real argument? And how long they will take to come and bring out of verdict again? So when out of verdict coincide with the other one, they will keep it on number 2 more and see how far going. Yeah. And the Chief Justice leaves in June. Yeah. So imagine that. So are they playing starting May tomorrow? So the woman for instance, for example, the whole of May should not be doing them civil work. That June, the one looking at June now. The one looking at parking your low. Looking document of that. Who knows whether she's holding her things now? We've heard allegedly that they want to buy, they want chili with the Arab people. What can I come to here so? And let me tell you, when the fishermen when they want to catch the fish, they muddy the water. Then when the fish are getting suffocated, they want air. You know when the water is clear, the fish get air on the water, they can breathe. But when the water is dirty, it's muddy, they come up. I think you put your mouth up, they catch you. So the people, they know that this is the tactic. We are not in war where they throwing jungle mortar, is not Kalasika, the Beretta, or the air arrow, or the bazooka. We're not in that time. But the people are using another aspect of a war against Liberian people. They are benefiting by the day. Let me tell you this thing, Liberians. This thing, if care is not taken, we may just enter 2026 with it. Because just better 2 months from now, the Chief Justice takes her leaves. And as a matter of fact, you have to pay her all our benefits. Everything I according to her, she'll get it. But even as former every year, even as former Chief Justice, she's entitled to a lot of things. Yes. She's a former Associate Justice, a former Chief Justice at the time we're telling you that. So she stayed. But the other folks at level of Capitol Hill, they are enjoying themselves per day. But the day potato green was shot from the market, the day there will be no pepper, there will be no Vita Q, or the chip, or the layer chicken, or the sausages. That is not like people would get to know that this thing is affecting them. Because all the government want now, by ever means, the government should run. And you know what they said? And what they said is true. And even the Unity Party Alliance said it. That if they accept the Supreme Court ruling to enforce it, that means they are not shooting themselves in the leg. That all what they did is illegal. The World Bank room, all the rooms we had, increment of civil servant salaries, health worker salaries, benefits,
nurses and doctors increment, all those things we have to roll it back. Where we get it from? Way.
Yeah.
And the government cannot accept that they can operate with the instrument that is illegal.
Even in the time of day who now talking, will he be ready now to arrest you? So okay, yes, let's respect the code. Honorable Frantikova is the speaker. All that was done from the Supreme Court interpretation of the ruling was all illegal. Now, but you've been receiving salary. Did you say no? I will not accept this because it's illegal as a patriotic citizen. Now, are you now ready to return all of the money that you received?
Yeah.
Benefit?
They put the extra money, not all their money.
Yeah.
And what I was making them bring all back for the past 4 months.
The teachers, the doctors, the nurses. Support staff. So
are we prepared to go back to the World Bank and say the loan took from you, the instrument was not arranged properly?
Yeah.
So coming back, he said no, but now we're done.
So all of the travels the president made for the covers of the taxpayer money that he went all of Liberia, came back, will he not be prepared also to restitute? That he traveled illegally?
So they want to tell us that the media did not to be illegal?
We'll get it. We'll carry money for them to play food back.
We give the country a complete mess. Have fun.
And then the boys are
what? Where are the leaders? And now I'm hearing the National Bar Association about
I didn't take plenty of food. Like, you know what, taking a lot of things. So to care of money, to care of not food, but how much money you spend to carry that food? You think how much it cost?
I want big, man. But the food?
Yeah, you think how much it cost to go pay for it?
Maybe around 25, 30.
Yeah, you can pay that money, you can have food.
Or if you can pay, I'll give one of them. If it is what would make the country better, I'll give one of them. Let me say something. We need to be serious. They corrupt system, they corrupt way of behaving in our country. It's very bad. I said to the government, the way they were proceeding, this thing will hurt the government. The president said, why? Wait, let me tell you something. Let's do this analogy. If the budget will not have passed before the president goes to the State of the Nation address, are there not provisions that support the government running? Because the budget not passed anywhere, they say, well, I want 2 of them. Yes, there are provisions.
You are
there are provisions.
Senator DeLong.
He said we have to go to them for it because we haven't made the government start running. So they all knew that the government was running the wrong, but they allowed the government to fall in the pit. And they all dressed back now. They are talking, say, government, you must do the needful. Follow what the Constitution says. So I don't know when there's big argument when they come back and the Supreme Court say the same thing or different thing, what would they then say? Because the president can say anything, the chief justice can say. As per the law, she said the law is the law. She can say, and also know that by June she's been leaving the blood.
And she's a member of the Bar Association as well.
Sure.
And they have given their own. But let's go for our commercial. And this is the time for Mary Magai.
Yeah.
Mary Magai.
Let's talk about health this morning.
Healing Center International there in Bonas Fan community. Opposite the tissue factory there, they there with the Mary Magai hot tea, with the raw.
Yeah, we can just talk about the food, but let them leave on this tomorrow because it's too frustrating.
Because some of the folks are not too well, wanting to seek medication, wanting to know all of these things. They can also go there to seek it. Yeah, suffering from stroke, you got also rheumatism, growth, sexual transmitted diseases, all of these things are there to help you. You get there. The folks.
It's a supplement that can help clean your body.
Yeah.
And while there are other deformities, you can get it out from the system. So it's good that you get involved. And this thing is just $350 for one. The entire dose is about $5,600 for that 1 week. 1 week time you clean your whole body. And you see yourself, but let's take this break here. Mary Magai, our proud sponsor.
Sure, indeed.
One thing we ask of you, one thing that we.
The people that used to sell Marimaga hot tea medicine all over in Lofa, Nimba, and all of Bon counties. The people finally now settled down in Moserado County. The Marimaga hot tea medicine here. People in Lofa, people in Bon counties have been buying the Marimaga hot tea medicine. People with terrible sicknesses, and most of them have been healed and been giving testimony about the Marimaga hot tea medicine and how good it is. Finally, the people now settled down in Moserado County. Yeah, in Moserado County, yeah, Morovia, Liberia. The people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba Bendu tissue factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Marimaga hot tea people. They're gonna be sending the Marimaga hot tea to you. And if you want to buy this Marimaga hot tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. This medicine they call Marimaga hot tea can take away or kill all kinds of sicknesses, and some of the sicknesses that a Marimaga hot tea medicine can kill are typhoid fever. Every time you're feeling cold in your body, you're feeling sick, infection, stomach complaint. Every day you complaining with your stomach. You say my stomach hurting, my mom my stomach hurting, my wife my stomach hurting. Even women that cannot see their period, the medicine they call Marimaga hot tea can solve it. A sexual weakness, you can't do your homework go, you come from working or you go somewhere, you come back home, you can't do your homework go. Your woman tells you say bad limit man. Sexual weakness in both men and women, they Marimaga hot tea, they can kill it. Numbness in the body, eye problem. Every time you complain with your eye, you can't see clear. The Marimaga hot tea can solve it. It can cure it. Also, every time you complain with your stomach boiling, you can't eat pepper, you can't eat this one. Also, the Marimaga hot tea can solve it. It can cure it. Rheumatism, back pain. Every time you complain with your back, my back hurting, pain in my back. Marimaga hot tea medicine can cure it. Diabetes, the sugar problem. This Marimaga hot tea can cure it. Skin disease and many more. Marimaga hot tea medicine can cure all these problems. Here are some of the testimonies of people that Marimaga hot tea medicine has cured, and today they are free and living happily.
My name is Sidney Galima. Okay. I live in Kolahu, Kobasile, Kisi. This medicine have done well for me from Monday to this Monday, making it 1 week. Okay. The first of all, typhoid have been disturbing me. That even it have taken me more than 5 years. I don't take bath with cold water, but this medicine makes the way I sweat, the heat coming on fine. I take bath with cold water, and I'm fine in the body. And also even my outside have not been too clear, but it make now I can see a distance, seeing very clear. And also as a man, it made me active, sexually active. I play my game number 1. Wow. I used to always play weakness in the defense, but now I'm strong. Wow. If I can leave on the defense, go school and come back, which is my sexual organ is very active. That's great. As a young man, I'm moving strong. All of my joints that have been hurting my waist, everything free. This medicine is very good. It's natural. Right. It's very good. It don't have any side effect, but it do it well, perfect.
My mother was sick. I've been spending money from hospital to hospital, but that time she almost died. I listen for my people and they keep. And when I hear the news over here, I have brought her. Well, I tell God, thank you. She well. And even my auntie, they call Yene. She was saying she was not working good. She was in the same church. And when I told her, people come here, gave me testimony. All right. So they medicine me. And that's when we were supposed to play with. Even my mother had testimony because she was not working, she was not talking. But they did testimony. People see what I want to do. Every time people when they come here for their medicine. Okay. So they medicine, but they're doing well. But oh my gosh, she was not working. Our baby was in the house. She was not coming outside, but now she got washed, she go in the bathroom, she pay for sex. She was not ever asking people.
I was then I gave it a badge and it's you get to go out. The call a bag. Okay. Now I studied in the Silla for away. Canna hang and the Langan Kudu. Now Cano Mama, Cano Mama, Cano Mama. I got no Mama. Langan Kudu. Mama can. Oh, Mama, I got Mama, I can't know Mama.
Well, I was suffering for 7 years, going up and down, no way. When I heard about you, I go to Foya about the medicine from buying this medicine. I'm feeling healthy than the way I was before. So my people who listening to me, the medicine, the good medicine, that it make me to be alive today, God the first, second this medicine.
So what kinds of sickness you were suffering from?
Our foot problem. Yes, my foot problem.
Okay. And how long that was hammocking you? You said 7 years, right?
7 years.
Okay, thank you. You are welcome.
I'm well now.
Rush now and buy this medicine, Mary Maga Hot Tea, for some more money. The Mary Maga Hot Tea medicine is sold for $350 Liberian. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. In Montserrado County here, Monrovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba, Bendu Tissue Factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Mary Maga Hot Tea people. They're going to be sending the Mary Maga Hot Tea to you. For more information, you can call the following numbers: 0777 444 591, 0770 913361 and 0776 36 9805. And if you want to buy this Mary Maga Hot Tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. So rush now and you will live happily.
My God, have tea and the Mary Maga for life. For life is in the Banas Farm area. You are opportune to hear about this because some of us Liberians may just be going through some of the issues that Mary Maga is bringing up that can help you. You know, there are some people suffering from ulcer, some are suffering from asthma, rheumatism. So Mary Maga, her tea is here, and it was said earlier on, it's just a supplement, and the supplement have demonstrated exceptionally standard worthy of curing several diseases in the body, and it's almost 100% free of any recognizable side effect. So whatever problem you are faced with, whether you got sexual transmitted disease, whether you got rheumatism, you got growth, you got asthma, you got low blood pressure, you got eye problem, like listen, some had eye problem and they were able to go there, some sort of a stroke, and they were able to get help. So this morning we have come. Mary Maga is our proud sponsor this for this month, about 1 month period, and it's also important that you take advantage of it. Go there and be able to try and see. You may just be having some issues in your body and not aware of what actually the effect is having on you. You may be having some other poor eyesight, but you don't know what's going on, what really happening. But when you take this supplement, it can clear the system and it will just help in your body. Like I said to you, it has demonstrated exceptionally worthy, standard worthy of curing several diseases in the body.
I'm in receiving a lot of calls from folks who call me in to give them the direction there. I give them the numbers as well. Some of them been calling me back to tell me yes, they are receiving sign of some sense of healing, following the treatment.
Someone said to me, since I take it, will it feel that tiredness in the body, they no longer feel it. So they are seeing sign. They just went about 2 to 3 days and said, but they want to be feel too tired, weak, so you learn how to wake up. It's difficult. You see yourself that you won't wake up, but you still lying down. Difficult time catching up with you. So it's good. You may not just know how important this is, but we are encouraging you, Liberians.
Go there. This is your own. This is not imported. This is your own. Right from Liberia, Liberians. Go there. It's not somewhere where people, they can take 6 person in to say, oh yes, we brought this person here that is say bush here. Not say bush area water, they're not Camus area. It's not where people go to have what we normally say cursing or to do these things. But you get there, they will display to you, they will give you, when you pay for your dose, they will give it to you, they will show you how to apply, they will teach you, they'll give you the measurement as well.
Yeah.
It's not something that you just take and carry and drink it anyhow, fix it anyway, but they will apply it to you and make sure that they educate you in the process and tell you, look, this is how these things are applied. You do this, you boil the water, not just hot water, but the water should be boiled.
Yeah, we boil.
Yeah.
And you do it like what was to describe this the way you do that tie. You pour it from the cup in just few seconds. Yeah, it melt
just a little bit.
Yeah, it melt right away.
Yeah, then you
start to sip it.
Yeah.
On as soon as it gets hot let it be hot in the body. But nobody don't say say hot. Just go put it in your mouth. It's so kind of hot. They don't want to tell you that no.
Yeah.
But
and when you are taking it, you don't consume certain things.
Yeah, don't let it get cool.
You taking it, you don't drink alcohol. You don't smoke. You snort.
Yeah, cola.
Because when you do some of these things, when you don't, give the needed result that you want, at the end of the day, say, oh, no, that medicine fake. So adhere to all of these rules. Go ahead, try it, and afterward, you can give your testimony. But if you will be taking it and don't do that, and don't go buy it and carry it out and say you won't sell it to other people. Somebody say this, you say you get in one. They say, yeah. No, they will not like you. You get in one, they think a cute thing. At the end of the day, no. That's the reason why they are not having agent around for now. They are currently in 4 counties, but they have shown Liberians at the close of the year, they would be across the 15 sub-political divisions in our country.
Yeah.
Currently, they're in Zozo, Vonjema in Lofa County, they're in Bangabong County, they're in Ganta, Nima County, and they're in Painesville, Montserrat. So you can go there. And we'll call it numbers that you can actually
yeah, and during the ad there, you heard the numbers were red.
Yeah.
You can also take those numbers, and we'll also read some numbers for you to get contact on.
Yes.
And we want you to please listen, because sometimes I will lead the program, but so if it's a valid number, you are called. So when you begin get a number,
so we take our time to call the numbers.
I said to you, if you're busy, if you packaging your code, just tell one if I go read them on the wall, the scene. Afterward, you go back to it. If you do something in the tailor shop, just write on something. You see, but these are the numbers, and you'll be able to speak to the business manager. And number one, the international they're going to bring to you, you have the time to go there and see for yourself, because of the evidence, because of the testimonies the people have had. That's the reason why we took our impress and say yes, others might also have the chance to do this. And imagine before, imagine we are here for one more this period, before 2 to 3 months time, you start hearing success stories. Because when you get well, when they think you're suffering from, you get alright, you yourself go to them and say, oh, they think you're giving me a hard time. The way your man says, so play the defense was difficult for him, but now he can move on the defense, go on second row school, and still come back and defend the Oppo. You yourself will give your own testimonies upon. You speak with Mr. Prince B. Gray Senior. He is the business manager. We want to get the CEO number for what is CEO based on other issues, and you be answering call. So we'll give you this number here. Somebody will be always available to talk to you, and when you go there, it's the person you're going to talk with first. Mr. Prince B. Gray Senior, 0776 369 805, 0776
369 805. I hope you're getting it. Let me go one more time. 0776 369 805. Another number 0888 856 776. Please listen. 0888 856 776. These are the numbers. Some of you will still ask, you got WhatsApp number there. Please listen. Or you got other numbers. +231 773 565 253. Please listen. +231 773 565 253. These are numbers that you can go to and you'll meet all of the folks there. Or +231 772 159 187. +231 772 159 187. There are other people who have come to Liberia, benefit of anything, and taken it to where they go in our country, whether in America or other parts.
Yeah. So these are the numbers. You can quietly call these numbers, and you will have a sense of direction. They will definitely send you where you're supposed to go. And all of these things will be there. You can explain probably one of your relatives or your friend, your neighbor, loved ones, whatever, been going through some of the sicknesses or the diseases that we read out that this identical Marie Maga hot tea can actually help to cure. You can also go there.
Sure.
But welcome, folks, and we'll call the number before the close of the program.
Okay. Let's take this break.
The people are into selling Marie Maga hot tea medicine all over in Lofa, Nimba, and all of Bon counties. The people finally now settled down in Moserado County. The Marie Maga hot tea medicine here. People in Lofa, people in Bon counties have been buying the Marie Maga hot tea medicine. People with terrible sicknesses, and most of them have been healed and been giving testimony about the Marie Maga hot tea medicine and how good it is. Finally, the people now settled down in Moserado County. In Moserado County here, Monrovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba Bendu tissue factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Marie Maga hot tea people. They're going to be sending the Marie Maga hot tea to you. And if you want to buy this Marie Maga hot tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of the sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. This medicine they call Marie Maga hot tea can take away or kill all kinds of sicknesses, and some of the sicknesses that a Marie Maga hot tea medicine can kill are typhoid fever. Every time you're feeling cold in your body, you're feeling sick, infection, stomach complaint. Every day you're complaining with your stomach. You say my stomach hurting, my mom, my stomach hurting, my wife, my stomach hurting. Even women that cannot see their period, the medicine they call Marie Maga hot tea can solve it. A sexual weakness, you can't do your homework go, you come from working or you go somewhere, you come back home, you can't do your homework go. Your woman tells you say bad limit man. Sexual weakness in both men and women, they Marie Maga hot tea, they can cure it. Numbness in the body, eye problem. Every time you complain with your eye, you can't see clear. The Marie Maga hot tea can solve it. It can cure it. Also, every time you complain with your stomach boiling, you can't eat pepper, you can't eat this one. Also, the Marie Maga hot tea can solve it. It can cure it. Rheumatism, back pain. Every time you complain with your back, my back hurting, pain in my back. Marie Maga hot tea medicine can cure it. Diabetes, the sugar problem. This Marie Maga hot tea can cure it. Skin disease and many more. Marie Maga hot tea medicine can cure all these problems. Here are some of the testimonies of people that Marie Maga hot tea medicine has cured, and today they are free and living happily.
My name is Sisi Galima. I live in Kolahu, Kobasile, Kisi. This medicine have done well for me from Monday to this Monday, making it 1 week. The first of all, typhoid have been disturbing me. that even it have taken me more than 5 years. I don't take bath with cold water, but this medicine makes the way I sweat, the heat coming on fine. I take bath with cold water, and I'm fine in the body. And also even my outside have not been too clear, but it make now I can see a distance, seeing very clear. And also as a man, it makes me active, sexually active. I play my game number 1. I used to always play weakness in the defense, but now I'm strong. If I can leave on the defense, go school and come back, which is my sexual organ is very, very active.
That's great.
As a young man, I'm moving strong. All of my joints that have been hurting my waist, everything free. This medicine is very, very good. It's natural. It's very good. It don't have any side effect, but it do it well perfect.
My mother was sick. I've been spending money from hospital to hospital, but that time she almost died. You send for my people and they keep. And when I hear the news over here, I have broke up. Well, I tell God, thank you. She well, and even my auntie, they call Yene. She was saying she was not working good. She was in the same church. And when I told her, please people come here. Okay. They need testimony. All right. So they medicine me. And that's when we were going to play with. Even my mother had testimony because she was not working, she was not talking. When they test when people see what I want to do, every time people when they come here for their medicine. Okay. So their medicine, but they're doing well. My oh my gosh, she was not working. Our baby in the house. She was not coming outside, but now she got washed, she go in the bathroom, she pay for sex. She was not ever asking people.
About that, my boss will easy.
Then I gave it a badge and you get to go out. If I call about okay.
Now I studied in the for away you. Canna hang and the little food. Now go, mama, mama. I got no
Well, I was suffering for 7 years, going up and down, no way. When I heard about you, I go to Foya about the medicine from buying this medicine. I'm feeling healthy than the way I was before. So my people who listen to me, the medicine, the good medicine, that make me to be alive today, got the first, second this medicine.
So what kinds of sickness you are suffering from?
Our foot problem. Yes, my foot problem.
Okay. How long that was Hamburger? You said 7 years, right?
7 years.
Okay, thank you. You are welcome.
I'm well now.
Rush now and buy this medicine, Mary Maga Hot Tea, for some more money. The Mary Maga Hot Tea medicine is sold for $350 Liberian. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. In Montserrado County here, Monrovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba, Bendu Tissue Factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Mary Maga Hot Tea people. They're going to be sending the Mary Maga Hot Tea to you. For more information, you can call the following numbers: 0777 444 591, 0770 913361 and 0776 36 9805. And if you want to buy this Mary Maga Hot Tea medicine, that's more money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. And so rush now and you will live happily.
To have you join in the conversation this morning. Very shortly, we'll go to the line.
Yeah.
But, we're talking about this issue as it relates to what is unfolding, interpretation from the ruling of the Supreme Court. There are folks, and we have seen a bit of information asking for re-argument from the majority bloc earlier on that rejected the ruling. But now they are asking, you listen to the Margibi County Senator, Senator Nathan Falo McGay, and we also now getting a report that District 3 lawmaker Sumo Moba has left the majority bloc to join the minority bloc to join the majority bloc. He said he was elected by the constituents because and he's on a mandate to answer. So he said, as based on the issue of constitutionality and the functionality of the government. So he want to be on the other side. So 1 million of this person going this side, next minute the other person going this side. So the number are fluctuating from one side, flip-flopping from this side to that side. But what's your take on all of these things?
Yeah, the National Bar Association
have given their statement on this matter, and in their opinion, if the Supreme Court is now saying that the majority black item wrongly and being operated, the item in the passage of the budget, the defendant and the receiving salary and all of these things, can we say now that they should restitute? This is where we find ourselves. Let's go to the lines, talk to our callers this morning, speak with civility. Good morning. Yeah, good morning.
This is Frank. Y'all, thank you very much. You see, this is what we have been saying about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court are already the budget, it embraced the budget. Even the SONA, they said they were not going for the SONA for the president. And so when the budget comes, they should have 10 say we don't want to take part, we're not taking part. Maybe we're going to force the legislature to see how bad we're going to settle things quick. But they play in our budget, and all of them got a percentage at this. And today she acting like that. She look at the Bar Association, look at what they came up with. You think the Supreme Court, they are godly, they are extra on earth, that they can make mistake, there are no mistake in their life as we're taking it.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Let me talk to this caller on the line this morning. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we did this here. I was calling you offline. I got some information to share with you.
Okay, I will talk to you off. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, we give.
Go ahead.
We give bros and I'm an image of a small phone from the corner of Peace Island. Come on, call 540.
You're welcome.
We give bros and let me first of all start with the essential senator. You know, Nathaniel Mangere, I want to say CDC go in the thing people in opposition. Yeah, Mangere, 12 years, the told us in the country, I said, they're going to bring where and never come and get the power. We give it to them here. They are off president hour now. Then Mangere said it now, have a prayer conference discussing where and never come. You know that you see Mangere on. He right. Because my people, probably they don't know their own focus, they want to get in that power. So you rather be talking about that around here. And let me say this, we have been saying, once I have been saying, I say I'm confused about the rule of the Supreme Court. Weekie, they say the Supreme Court and the ruling of President K. And the Supreme Court told in 2017, they were stealing by letting not to tear the person. Just now, in the election case, they want to create a better, how they confusing with the people in the country here. How you say something wrong, but you're not corrupt on someone, say someone in something, you put it in jail, in some beach. Now what happened now? Now look at the bar. Look at the bar statement. How you gonna say they pay illegal perform, but you right? You told us 60,000 pay for the illegal budget. You not better the crime. You not facilitate the illegal lawmaker. How can you reconcile that? How can you convince as a Supreme Court in this country? So the bar is clear. The people some things. Because you told us here, and you can't do for the legislator what they should do for themselves. By a full ruling, when for the Nicomachi, order 4 times. 4 different bills. Now I could not say, what? For the Nicomachi fight a bill of prohibition, why I couldn't stop the people at the time for doing the wrong thing? Why are they not honoring a prohibition? But I say, you're not getting nothing to stop the police to go by and send that paper. Now you come by and tell me, say, illegal. But you taking 60,000, all about taking 40,000, you're 110,000 cars around here, 500,000. All of you. Then you can't tell me, say, illegal. You get it better. So the Supreme Court has just made like be right no, like to say we are in our judges safety. That's why I said our politicians sitting in the Supreme Court bench. They are not judges. As I tell my dad. Because if they were judges, they will come and cry at the time for them to come and find a bill or prohibition to stop the working of our people at that time. But they didn't do it. Now criminal conspiracy theory is sending order so they can hold the country hostage so that they can move forward. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. 0775-919-919 080-919-919 to this caller. You live.
Good morning, Weekie.
You live.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm James Kolake. I call from Broadville.
You're welcome, sir.
Weekie, few weeks ago I told you that this Supreme Court the intention was to embarrass this government. how can you say that the legislature is proceeding illegally when you accept a budget that illegal people pass? You accept the budget to move around, to go and do court opening in other countries. Then you say the people is illegal. We are asking the Supreme Court to resign. The entire people on that Supreme Court, we are asking them to resign because they didn't mean no good for the country. Thank you, Weekie.
Thank you.
And Ambassador, we're also hearing that the Vice President of the Liberal National Bar Association, Councillor Eb Joa Lawson,
good morning, Weekie, bro.
herself from the statement from the bar.
Yeah, that's the confusion. Good morning, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. This is Nehemiah calling from.
Yeah, that's what she posted. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. Brother, I think our country, we are trending to a wrongful path. More especially those people who we expect to interpret the law, who we expect to be educated people. Now they are confusing us. What were they by yesterday when the Supreme Court did the first ruling? Why they couldn't come up and say, oh, what the Supreme Court said it was not in the interest of the citizens. But now we are in a critical juncture. Then they are coming out saying we're blocking the Supreme Court and the decision. Sometimes I sit down and wonder how our country is. Which path are we going to? But all of those things, it will be on the head of the executive. Because it's the executive who is enforcing, who is supporting the guy who is unconstitutionally the speaker. Because the Supreme Court has ruled, telling the Liberian people, oh, the guy is unconstitutional. Everything they did, it was not the rightful way. Why we cannot bow by the law? Why in case, if today we ignore the law and tomorrow, the young people, because everything they are doing, the young people are following. Another government will come and do the same thing. Why were yesterday the President Walker when they were in opposition? All of those things, it was bad. Today, we are not able to stand in front of our people to tell us, oh, yesterday you criticized, and today now you are doing the same thing. So where are we going? Who is in charge? Who are we going to depend on? So Liberia is ready. That was a prophet said after a 3 months, the presidency of Joseph Boakai, there will be disaster calamity. I think now what we are heading to. We are in a state of dilemma. Everybody is confused. Everybody is loyal.
Thank you, my brother. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning, Weekie Boy and Nath.
Go ahead.
Weekie Boy, thank you so much. George Maba from GSO community. Weekie Boy, thank you so much. I don't listen to you every day because I don't make the country will change. Weekie Boy and Nath, because we listen to you. Look to the topic, we listen to all the things that we record in your play, we listen to it. You see, Janako, they're coming, Janako from CDC, in coming today to make statements. And you see, they all they say the guys together to one, they say the ones made not in the country we give them. You see the country, those people there, they are betrayal. Then let the country. Then let the country here. You see Maggie from down there again. Maggie not here. The potential on you. I see that he coming to CDC. You think about it, so and the people that in a house there taking money they give it to you. You got to pay that for benefit. You have to pay that for benefit market. You have to say that because you all love the country, everything must be in your interest in the country. You just say you eating like people money, you just got together, you got the country. You just give the country, you just say that course you no. When Taka you say no more group country, they say you got together, they want to sell the country, they want to protect. We tell them say we tie in the country. We tell everybody looking for that one post one to in peace. If you love your country, you come together. When the President Brother say, love Liberia and build Liberia. If you love Liberia, will develop the country. If you tell that people money can't even country is you, you got your children there, you got your family. Because one day you will resign, your children will want to become representative or senator in Liberia, will say your father was your father get back behind, so will not vote for you. So please, we try to advise them. Let them come together to build the country. So yeah, thank you so much. God bless you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you as well for being
You're welcome, George Moore.
This morning on this edition of the Morning Ride. So we say 0775. Let me talk to this caller on the line this morning. Let me talk to this caller. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Brooks, and good morning, Mr. Clark.
You're welcome.
My name is Sebastian Yagaya Steph. And I am going to talk a little bit about work Senate Supreme Court bench. In 2017, the law says we will have the evidence to prove that there was even small to the fraud in our election. There's a rerun. The Supreme Court bench told the Liberty Party and Bromsky there will be no rerun of the election. There will be no rerun of the entire election. The two full rerun will go. The Supreme Court bench didn't stop there. Sarah Johnson, when he was senator, when he faced the case of Edwin Melvin Snow, they decided to move when they want to make a project there, and you can go there, and you can roll there. Today, our democracy is in search of that. Their own friend cabinet there, I want to build with them. When the fanatic over there did not go through the procedure, they were procedural error, they pre-signed it. That is removal. Also bringing our public, our judiciary to public disrepute. This time they have become a complete political party with their action. Just because they want to be. You sat down, you agree, and what I tell you on the show, the Supreme Court has nothing to do with the legislature. You cannot interfere with the function of the legislature. To decide on your bench, to say the working of the people illegal, you cross a boundary. You cross a boundary. The Supreme Court has no jurisdiction on our law to tell the legislature how it works, how it functions in any way, in no way. You can control or interpret a law and give it back to them.
It also is a constitutional matter. Can they interpret or bring and give judgment on that? Because in the Constitution it tells us how to elect speaker and how to remove speaker.
Yes, I do. So you can say you never bought a quorum or the normal to remove the man. You can say that, but you cannot say that the Constitution says that a normal, everybody with a normal, that they say or more, it's on quorum and they can do the elaborate business. And the fact that the Supreme Court fell short, even saying that more, it honor their own credibility. Moreover, to take money from the very illegal budget. Everything we are doing in this country, the Supreme Court declared illegal. The right to respect the code in Kenya when there was election fraud between Jomo Kenyatta, the former president, he wasn't Kenyatta and another guy. They co-rule. They didn't say because there is no money. They clear about it. They told there was going to be a rerun and there was a rerun.
Okay.
They should have respected democracy all year.
Thank you, man. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Donna.
Go ahead, sir.
Let me follow up and thank you guys so much for helping this country. You see all the discussion on this radio, you see how far we are going. I listen to most of the councillors. You are listening to all of them. Now the National Bar has spoken. So why is there own people? Because they are members of that particular bar. They come and criticize this here and there. So what they call the decision making from the bar, if they are, then they do not confuse the liberal people. They are getting confused. They go there and make different statements, and the bar has spoken. So I think the Supreme Court needs to do the needful so that this country can be in peace. I live in Natal again. Today, calling for work and code. When they were there yesterday, they said around the time. If you go to work and code, that today if you become and trying to tell the police director, solve your power first. You make a good enough person. And you will be investigated. You know that you are in the wrong. When you people over there, what are you beginning over there? These guys are confusing their followers. And we are fighting the youth. Let them be careful with these guys. They got nothing to lose. The youth are the one who will suffer it. Thank you for this morning.
Thank you. You're welcome. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Good morning. A pleasant good morning, Weekie Brooks, and a pleasant good morning, Attorney Va, and to the entire Quebec family. And to those
welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Kalakban Silekowo, and I call you currently from Johnsonville. Regarding the crisis in the house that is trying to jeopardize our peace in this country. No, it is wrong. I'm disappointed in the Supreme Court.
ruling. I'm really, really disappointed. You know, when we are referring to these guys as legal luminary, I don't know. Their profession as lawyer is being questioned all around here by people. I really don't understand. And I think it is law that can help the country move forward. It is really the law. You know, and we see that example. South Africa today, that discrimination that existed, Mandela and others had to fight the people with law. You know, and we are not sincere when we say we are legal luminary. See all that you have collected. I heard you and that. Rightly, are you prepared to restitute the money? Are you prepared? When you sat down, with the Google laws. So who really believe in you as a lawyer? Who really believe in you as a good judge? Who really believe in you? See what you have got us into. It is wrong, man. It is really, really wrong. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you as well. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia. This is Emmanuel D. Jones, and I call from Queensville, around the Tugo. Let me be clear. The Supreme Court, that place is a sacred area. Yeah, to see our court, the highest court, coming out with a ruling that is contradicting their own self, I think it's a concern issue to the entire country. Look at the Bar Association. Those members are on the judges say they are members of that Bar Association. And if you notice something, the bar, they are not a group of people that just talk easily. They don't just talk easily. To see that kind of a matter, and they are coming out to tell us that they are in error, there was some proceeding errors, it raises concern. That means the real argument this guy are calling for, I think they gotta go and look at it and then reconsider a decision to see how best that the matter can end. Because I don't see this matter ending just now. Weekie, I don't see the matter ending just now. Why was that just? You keep the first you gave ruling that is contradicting your even first ruling. What is that? I thank you, yeah. Bye bye.
You're welcome. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning, information books, and good morning, historian Val.
Go ahead. What's up?
Thank you so much. Historian Val information book affiliate Supreme Court with all that ruling. Sometimes I really ask myself, I really plan anything personally to ask you when you want one. Why can't the court be voted upon by our house? The Senate and the representatives, when they have taken power, they vote for the court. But every time they will be appointed.
Yeah, in other countries they can vote for them. Some other countries around the world, a couple of countries around the world, that they vote for some of these people.
Because if the court have been voted about, I'm telling you, information books, some law that will go into that court that will come out from there. There will never be a scary law because it's an appointed person. Any other person I appointed, information pros are telling you today, you're my big brother, historian Val. Any other thing I will get from down there, when you do appointment, some things that you get from down there will not be straight. I'm saying it. I'm dodging it today. Will not be straight. Get small things you can do into a community self. To just say that for a chairman, the mayor is there for the one I appointed. You know, just settle their problem. One that mayor appointed, information broke. There's a little problem. We in the community, we see it for ourselves. We talk about big place like that. The whole country on a place, they appoint somebody. They need to reverse that talk. Let us play before they appoint. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie, and good morning, Nath. Also, good morning to our many listeners.
Go ahead.
My name is Mario Gabi, and I join you from the ELW Bell. Weekie, I listened to the Bar Association president. I think he has spoken, and when he speaks, it's on behalf of all of the justices in the country. I want our Supreme Court to listen and rethink. Because if you say the man, you are not the rightful speaker, then I think that you should have rejected the budget that he passed. And like how you rejected to appear during the SONA. Because you are fighting for integrity, moral. But when it comes to the budget, I don't know, you forget about the integrity and the moral, and the budget was accepted by the Supreme Court, the judiciary, and the now operating inside. Then we got to rethink as a country. And let's also, I'm listening to the former Minister of State, Senator Nathaniel McGay, speaking yesterday. You know, we pray for the Liberia that in the morning I will wake up, that we see the code have been packed, I will see the code being packed with a huge number of security, where former President George Weah will be at the code to answer caution. I also want to wake up in the Liberia where I will see Nathaniel McGay be at the court for corruption charges that have leveled against him. I also want to see the Liberia justice system where Bill Tuaway, who have damaged the MP, to be answering caution. Then I also want to see the accountability of all of the auditors that were murdered in the country. Then we got a good country, then we send a signal to the international community. I also want to see the common man have justice today in Liberia. That's the kind of Liberia and the leadership we want for the president of this country now. And also I want to say to our president, during the campaign, we have messages and the people had their concern. There was some board at the EAW junction around the sport complex that ex-officials were going to be caught for embezzlement, for corruption. Today, we know that justice, it is not an emergency, but let the president act and act now. Because if those guys who have corrupted the country today, when they are to the court and to the Supreme Court and they are answering caution, the leadership would send signal to the international community that Liberia are ready to move forward. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning, Duma. Hi, respected gentlemen, studio this morning. Lorenzo Babin, my name, long time.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Weekie and Nathaniel, let me say good morning to you guys again, once again. This country now, we don't know where we're heading to. To my Liberian people who under the sound of my voice, we have lost our trust in the Supreme Court. They are not being honest to us. That's why Weekie and Nath are saying this always. Because we are so lenient with these people in this country, so they have no regard for us. The Supreme Court that we all depend on, they said the majority of black were proceeding wrongly, but they passed budget illegally and they accepted it and they ate that money. You know, the people can be confusing us to steal our money. So it is time. It is time for us to rise up to say this thing. We shouldn't depend on Supreme Court. We shouldn't depend on our representatives. We shouldn't depend on our senators. It is time for we Liberians to rise on our feet to step against this thing, to tell them it is time. Other countries moving ahead. If the father in the home cannot provide for the children, cannot see the welfare of the children, it better our mother get another stepfather that will bring that she will come in and seek the welfare of the children. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. So we cannot, we will not say there all the time we'll be seeing it will be playing for our Nathaniel. And we will not say all the time we'll be seeing it will be playing for us today in region our children going outside learning. Tomorrow our children will hold playing. When the building house our children be what were you doing when the people were going to do all the work for their children? But they were not understand what our leader was doing to all at the time. So why are we seeing these things happening? Our neighbors around here cannot entertain what we are entertaining for our leaders. Nathaniel and Weekie, it is painful. The highest body that we respect in this country was Supreme Court come and say this, it is a final. But the Supreme Court said that criminally and entertain that illegal bill and they play in that money to confuse us. You know when the poor rather see how I say this, they will place one again to confuse us.
Yeah,
When we're talking then they've been reaching themselves.
And see what happened now? Why you report you that say it was not right? Why you never post stop to it because you know you are the highest body. You want to come here post stop to it. Your child, somebody probably say, oh, my child beat that man. My child beat that boy. You say that when it mess up, probably your baby that you last time you want rather to go and pass. It's late. So it is time for it is time for us to wrestle among people. It's time for the wrestle. Let's start saying now and put our tail and sit on it. In the knee of Supreme Court, the people seeing the money, the people doing this. With the people can't advocate for ourselves, we need to speak for ourselves. And to those people who say they are going to campaign, it is not I'm not interested in it. If you will say we're going to protest for Liberian people, no party involved. No party involved. I'll arrest you will see me there. It is time for us to speak against it. Don't let somebody go, say, oh yeah, we're going to put the problem while they're doing this, we're going to put it on their own certain interest. We're going to get a 6 years, brother, so they are looking for somewhere to hang. So if you want to call if you want to call all Liberians to join you, it should be in the interest of Liberians for no party involved.
So
thank you guys good morning.
You're welcome. Let's talk to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Chair Nathaniel.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, with the project, I think I've stated it in a lifetime. Those people that politics they play in the government, they don't want for the government to be prosperous. The politics, there's so opposition in the Supreme Court, hold on a back on them. Just take it from me, say, one David Joa was talking one day. They don't want for the government to be prosperous, that's why they're talking, what they do, all this. How you when you say war auto-viral? Then you come by again, you say, and the other person wrong, the other person wrong. Or the other person wrong, the other person wrong.
Yeah, if you knew that the person was wrong, why you never said it in the beginning?
No, you never said it point. Then you need to walk auto viral. So who the children that are coming up? You think we don't know the war auto viral? So I think the Supreme Court said, because all of you say, why the public say, the person I will get, I will wear with them. He said, I will wear with the president, speaker that get Kuro. People just talking all about things.
And now, Natana Magri know about war can go. And now, Natana